You start getting a little deeper into just understanding and getting ready to trade, bro. It's like right here, you have a push creating this demand zone at the bottom, which I have marked off as the blue. And then when you have the candles, if you look really, really close, I'll zoom in over there. You have what's called a fair value gap. And that's basically the space between where this candle is and then where this candle is as well. Because when you have that big push, you have 1, 2, 3 candles total. And in a sense, this space between these candles, like if you look at all of these candles, they connect. The wicks are touching, you have bodies connected. Everything seems to flow. But when you have your gaps, your fair value gaps, there's one right here as well, that tends to come back to be filled. So it could be filled 100%, or like this, you can tap into it. That's going to be there. And chances are, if you are doing supply and demand, like right here, you have a push breaking structure, but there's no gap. So in this sense, you would trade when price comes back into this zone instead, because that's going to be your demand zone. But here, in this sense, you have a demand zone, but you also have a gap, so you rely heavily on the gap in that sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight it. Right click, this is my, you can see the difference in there now, but you still have the demand zone at the bottom, but you also have the gap now. And just looking back at it, bro, 2 solid trades. As soon as price breaks above, you're trading it the same way in a sense of how you're entering. As soon as price breaks above the candle that tapped in, you get in, stops are below. This, you're gonna have to go for a 1-to-1 because of how big that is. But this one over here, the candle before wasn't as ginormous, so you can work with this, where you have right here, you have price coming down, it taps in again, and then you have price breaking past it. So as soon as it breaks past, you're in the trade. Stops are below that, but you're still going based off this zone now. And then this, you can do a 1-3. I like to put the take profit at previous structure. So first I would be looking for it here, and then second, just because of where this is, you have all these little structure points you can kind of aim for. But being that it's got these rejection wicks to the bottom, it's almost seems like a no-brainer to hold it all the way up until the top. It seems liable to just push all the way through, but limit order, we're on the regular, so it's not going to show me the exact number, but I guess I can compare. So let's see, create limit order, and no, never mind, I'm not, but I had it set up here. Basically, one contract you're risking 240 bucks. 2 contracts put you right at 500. And for this trade, your drawdown was, this is the most drawdown you've seen. So really, at most you would have been down 70 bucks. 140 if you went with the whole 2 contracts, but man, it's just the clarity that I have right now. It's growing, and I can feel it getting, just like I'm getting more confident looking at the charts. Like there's so much more that I'm able to see now that I was missing out on before. Little thingy here, just because I see it as well, but you have price coming, breaking past this as a supply push instead, and the supply will be up at the top. So in this sense, you have the previous candle marked up. I'll just bring it to the top, but we're not going to be focused on that too much. We're going to be looking at the gap that was formed. So from this candle, we're going to take from the wick up into the third candle. You get 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the wick on that third one, and that's going to be your gap. But when price goes above, your gap's done. But if you do the opposite, when price comes back into it and then trade off that, you can still kind of go ahead and reap the benefits of it. And oh my God, I told you, bro. Jesus. I need to be in these.